welcome back to our Origins Summer Preview 2015. I'm here with David from Mayfair Games. Now, this is your game,
Yes.
dice game, based on Star Trek.
Yes.
Tell
It's
us
a
more.
cooperative game for 3 to 7 players.
Okay.
Takes about 45 minutes to an hour to play. You can play either the original Star Trek crew or the next gen crew.
Okay.
Yes. Components are reversible. These are reversible to the other ship.
NCC 1701D.
Yep. Okay. The same with the characters here. You can play Kirk. You can play Picard.
Wow.
Okay.
In some alternate universe, you could mix and match them if you want.
Yes. This is quite true. It's kind of answers the question. What if Spock was, Picard's the first mate
Well,
there.
I'm fascinated already. How does it go?
Okay. So the decks here represent the alert levels on the ship.
Okay.
Okay. The alert levels are blue, yellow, and red, and blue being just normal operations. And that would be this deck, even though we have them sleeved, unfortunately,
Yes.
different. It always starts out with a Boldly Go card
Okay.
to start with, a little seed to the game. And a player starts their turn by picking from any one of these decks that they like. And the difficulty level goes up as the decks go on. So your red deck is much more difficult and has some really nasty surprises in it.
Right.
Whereas the yellow deck is a little more medium, and the blue deck is relatively easy.
Okay.
The caveat to that is that there are very few point cards in this deck, only a quarter of them. Only half of the cards here are point cards.
The big points.
And all the cards there, yes, all the cards there are worth a point,
Okay.
at least. There are also special abilities you can be granted from the cards, such as re-rolling your dice, using another player's ability, etc.
Okay.
As well as that, each character has their own ability that they can use once per turn. So, for example, Kirk's ability is to re-roll any one-color dice once a turn,
Okay.
and so on and so forth. And that's where the cooperation comes in, because some of the abilities do things like allow you to give dice to other players to use, and things like that.
What do the three different colors of dice represent?
Well, generally, they can be used for a lot of things. Blue has to do with the health of the crew members. For example, Bones McCoy there, his special ability is use those blue dice to heal the players. When you
Okay.
take an injury, you take one of your dice that you have in your action box,
Oh, and they're locked.
and they become locked. Exactly. And he can heal up characters by using a blue die and healing the number of points equal to its value.
Now, I
And
see
it's a very
timer.
important role.
Is there a real-time element to this?
There are a few. There are urgent events that happen, and you turn that over, and you must resolve them in that amount of time, or they fail, which comes to how you win and lose the game.
Okay.
You're going to play to a certain number of points, which you will choose before you start. 10 being ensign, and then way on up to admiral.
All right.
Okay, but you'll lose the game if you fail 5 cards. I'm sorry, 5 cards, and there's 2 ways to fail them. Have an urgent, or actually 3 ways to fail them.
Okay.
You have an urgent event, and you don't do it in time.
Yep.
There are prime directives, and your prime directives will fail if you finish any other event before doing them. So
Okay.
while they're in play.
All right.
Okay. And then finally, as the queues fill up, you may not have more than 3 events on each deck out. So if you cannot get rid of things and you draw from a deck, you'll fail a card.
Okay. Interesting. So this is obviously a prototype. This is card stock all taped together. How soon will we see this?
We're going to have this out at Gen Con, and we're also going to have it for our charity event, which has already been
Okay.
announced.
And what's the title?
5-year mission.
5-year mission.
Yes.
Excellent. David, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Looking forward to seeing more from this one. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com.